Hey greetings, welcome back to another lesson. In this lesson, we're going to be focusing on the impact of earthquakes and tsunamis. So your lesson objective then is, you should be able to explain the impact of earthquakes and tsunamis on people, the economy, and the environment. Now grade 10s, it's important to note that your exam questions are going to be specific. They're going to ask you either positive or negative impacts, and they're going to ask you either on people, the economy, or the environment. So please make sure that you answer according to the instruction of the question, and it's a skill again that you need to take with you till matric. So the impact of earthquakes on people, it leads to injuries and death. A lot of people get hurt because of falling debris. Destruction of infrastructure, roads, houses, buildings, power lines. Transport and communication gets disrupted. So if our power lines are down, our telephone lines are down, the internet's not working, very difficult to communicate and call for help. Then landslides may occur and it might flatten and destroy buildings. Burst water pipes can reduce accessibility and availability of fresh water. Because earthquakes are so disruptive, a lot of the water gets contaminated, which could lead to further health issues for people. And then gas pipes also gets broken, releasing gases. If caught fire or if catched on fire, it could cause even further destruction and harm to people. The impact of earthquakes on the environment. So there's a disruption of the habitat, particularly where we find our animals. Destruction of vegetation, so trees get knocked down, trees are broken, vegetation is getting destroyed. Landslides, mudslides could occur. Soil liquefaction, so as the earth vibrates due to the earthquake, a lot of the groundwater makes its way to the soil, creating a much wetter soil. So that is what soil liquefaction is. Contamination of natural resources. So because the earthquakes are so destructive, a lot of the debris gets dumped or it gets into the waterways such as your lakes and your rivers. Then the impact on the economy. So businesses get destroyed, the buildings get destroyed, people lose their jobs because the business just don't have money to rebuild. It's expensive also to fix and rebuild the damaged infrastructure, and developing countries especially are more vulnerable because they don't have the funds to rebuild. The impact of tsunamis on people and the environment is somewhat similar to that of the earthquakes. So the impact on people, it results in flooding. So because it's a massive wave, a lot of the coastal areas particularly are vulnerable. So it causes a lot of damage in the form of flooding. People could get injured and they could also die. It destroys the infrastructure. So again, the buildings gets destroyed, it gets washed away. It contaminates food and fresh water, and then it might lead to waterborne diseases because of the stagnant water that's left behind. And then if we look at the impact on the environment, salinization of rivers, so that just refers to when salt water mixes with your fresh water. So salinity refers to the salt content. Then flooding causes sewage contamination of fresh water, pollutes wetlands, coastal regions, and agricultural fields and forests. And then also deposition of sediments leads to changes in habitats and species. So deposition rather, refers to when sediments are being laid down. And as that wave moves through, it carries a lot of sediments that then eventually destroys the environment.